1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anyone out there in mandolin land, Mike Hedding here. It's that time of year again, so we're going to break down the classic song Auld Lang Syne for mandolin. It's a classic old song sung on New Year's Eve night, and it's a beautiful old melody, and it's one of those songs that sounds really good played slow and pretty, and it also sounds good played kind of fast, up-tempo in a bluegrass style. So I worked up 2 arrangements for this song, and I'll break them down both note for note, and then show you a bunch of backup I would do for the song. So the slower version will do the 2-finger strumming chords, and you get practice with those. And then on the faster bluegrass version, we'll do bluegrass chop chords. I'll break those down as well. All right, here's Auld Lang Syne in the key of G. All right, so let's start breaking down the slow version to this tune. And let me say a quick thing about the picking. So for this slower version, we're going to break kind of some of the normal picking rules, and we're going to use tremolo in certain spots, so kind of that rapid up and down picking. And then for the phrases in between that we're not tremoloing, we're going to use all down strokes. So this is a very classic kind of bluegrass technique that I like to use, and I think it helps the notes in between the tremolo pop out a little bit more. So you can also do it with down and up strokes if you want, but I'd recommend doing the notes that are not tremolo for this slow version, doing them as all down strokes, okay? So let's start by playing the first little bit of this tune, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. All right, so let's start by playing the first 9 measures of the slow version. That'll be kind of like halfway through it, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Let's do that a few times. And one time, really slow. Okay, so for the basic version, we're going to stay pretty close to the melody, right? With a slow, beautiful old song like this, you don't really, at least in my opinion, you don't want to get too far away from the melody, right? It's such a great old melody, we don't need to vary it, right? We just want to spice it up with little slides, with little ornaments. So that's really what we're going to focus on for this lesson. So remember, we're still in 4/4, even though the song is pretty slow. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretty slow. So keep that underlying beat in your head, okay? So in measure 1 is going to be the pickup to the song. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3. And then again, we're going to play 2 downstrokes because these won't be tremolo. And we're going to play the open D string twice. 4 and. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, we can break that normal up and down picking rule because the song is slower, right? On a faster song, when we play the fast version, we'll go back to up and down picking because it's too fast to do that successive downstrokes, okay? But that's what we're going to do. And then for this lesson, I recommend doing tremolo on all the dotted beats. So anytime you see a little dot next to the note, like you do in measure 2 on that 5th fret, we're going to use tremolo. So we're going to count 4 and then we're going to go 1, 2. So just with your tremolo, keep it really loose. And it's good practice to be going from the downstrokes only right into the tremolo. So just keep your hand really loose. So 4 and 1, 2. And then on the and of beat 2, we're going to switch to our 4th fret on the D string and play that note. And then right back to the 5th fret. So you have 1 and 3 is how you count it. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. If you want to play without the tremolo just to hear how it sounds, it'd be 4. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the melody will be this 2nd fret. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick little grace note slide just to kind of spice it up, make it a little bit sound more like a vocal or mimic like a violin that doesn't have frets. So we're going to go. Try and keep your 3rd finger kind of hovering over the 5th fret. You don't have to keep it down if you don't want to, but you also don't want to come way back here when you do that quick little slide. So we have. And then measure 3, open again for that dotted quarter note. So a dotted quarter note is 1.5 times a normal quarter note. So a quarter note plus an 8th note. So 1, 2, and then 5th fret on the D string, and then open A string for beat 3. Same rhythm we're doing before. So we're going, and then we're going to go, and then a quick little 1, 2 slide again, open. So let's play those 2 measures together. So we have. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then measure 4 back to the 5th fret for same timing, same rhythm. So 5th fret, and then the 5th fret again, and then 2nd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the A string. So we have. And then we're going to slide 5 to 7, kind of going into a C chord here. So we're going to slide from 5 to 7 on the A string and tremolo for a dotted half note. So 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. And right there I'm kind of droning the A and E string. Just it's a duplicate note if your mandolin's in tune. So we have. And I'm just doing that to fill up the sound. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, and then right here do a 5, 7 hammer on, and that's just kind of a ornament, right? And I'm playing both strings there. So 4 and then slide back down, 5th fret for a dotted quarter note again. Same. We're using the same rhythm a lot in this slow version. And then 2nd fret, and then a 2 open pull off. So I like kind of pulling away from my palm and then down to the 5th fret. So you have. So do those all as downstrokes, remember, except for the tremolo. So. So let's play that. That'd be into measure, or through measure 6. Let's play those first 6 measures. Here we go. So not too hard. So again, what I would do is kind of pop out the notes that aren't the tremolo. And this is, again, a good song to practice your dynamics, your tone, your timing. You could even mess with the timing a little bit. So obviously this would be a little bit hard to teach or show in a tab, but one thing I might do is like let each phrase breathe a little bit. If I was just playing it on my own, I might go something like, you know, maybe let that hang out for a second. Maybe I get a little bit louder here. And then quiet down, you know. Again, those subtle little things like that can make a big difference when you're playing a simple old song like this. So really, that's what I would focus on for this lesson. The left hand techniques and the right hand, it's not that difficult. So, you know, you obviously want to practice, get the rhythm down. But what I would work on with this song is bringing out your expressiveness. Work on your dynamics. Think of telling a story, and you don't want to speak in a monotone voice, right? You want to have little swells, and that's really good practice for your tremolo. You know, is getting those little swells down. And I think a lot of times beginner students don't think about dynamics. They just play everything the same volume. I know I did that a lot. So again, this would be a good exercise and a good lesson to practice switching up the volume. Maybe you swell into that C chord, and then you back off. And then measure 7 is the same as measure 3. And then a little ending, 5th fret on the D string, 2nd fret twice, open D, and then the 5th fret for a dotted half note. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna hit the open E string, which sets up the next part. So measure 8's pretty easy. It's just the same rhythm we've been doing. 1 and 3, 4. Okay, so a couple little things I would do. That's the first part, and the second part of the slow version will be very similar. But a couple little quick things you could do if you want to spice it up even more is you could add some drone strings. So you can drone with the low. Anytime you have this 5th fret, hopefully your low G string will be in tune. So you have, so you could go right here. You can do a big strum, you know. So anytime you hit this 5th fret, you could also drone. And that just, again, that's going to be up to you of how much do you want to fill up the sound, how much do you want to play it exactly as written. Totally up to you. But again, anytime you can drone that to just fill up. All I'm thinking about is, do I want more sound? And, you know, if I was playing it by myself, then I need more. I usually think I need more sound. If I was playing the song in a big band or a big jam session, maybe just playing the single notes is better because there's a lot more people playing too. So that you always have to think kind of in your context too when you're playing these arrangements is how much space do you need to take up, okay? So not too hard. Let's play those first 9 measures and then we'll move on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Measure, again, then we hit that open E string at the end of measure 9. And then measure 10 is the same as measure 6. We've already played this. So, and then open. So that's very similar to measure 7. And then open high E string again. And then just a little different phrase. 5th fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, slide up. So again, same rhythm, 1 and 3, 4. We've been doing this rhythm a bunch. Slide. This is the same as your C. And then this is all the same. ending 5th fret, 2nd fret on the A, and then high 3rd fret. Just kind of walking up a partial G chord. So really the kind of the measures 10 through 12 is the only part you really have to learn of that B part, and then it goes back into the second half of the verse. So and now this is all the same as measures 5 through 9 that we just played. The slow version. Now let's break down how we'd adapt this to a bluegrass style. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to stretch out the chords a little bit more and adapt it to more of like an up and down alternate picking style. So let's break that down right now.